Good morning to everyone, the beautiful woman and the handsome man. We should always think that way. Okay, so I just want to share with you something that I practice in life. Thanks to Dr. Christine, Dr. Nim, Dr. Jenny. There are stages of life from the time we're toddlers, and then we start going to kindergarten, elementary, high school. And then you have your career, you get married, you become a grandmother. Yes. So, from the stages of life, you have different practices and different beliefs. I believe that we were born with God-given talents. And that's why we were happy little girls and happy little boys when we were growing up. One of the beliefs for me is that family is everything. And if you see a picture here on the left, they call that Barangay Lilibeth. Because we're so plenty, I have 5 children and 10 grandchildren. And that's my mother. She's 94 years old. We grew up, when we go to school, my mother would always say, listen, she's reading this book. Every day going to school, Norman Vincent Peale. Always positive thinking, it's an attitude. I was growing up with that by osmosis. Okay, another belief is health is the real wealth. And by the way, that's my calligraphy. I took up lessons, trying to keep myself busy. Okay, next slide please. And I believe that we should have health of body, mind, and spirit, and that's my little garden, my herb garden. Dr. Christine was saying local, so I try to learn how to raise organic herbs. And my kefir, just lately I had a wonderful vacation, had my birthday in Tasmania, the cleanest place in the world, early this February. And my cousin who has an organic farm, where when we eat, she says, you want potatoes? Go dig your potatoes. So I would dig my Dutch cream potatoes or pick up my zucchini, and going home, she gave me her Tasmanian kefir grain. So healthy, so happy. And of course, I share that with everybody who wants it. Okay? And these are other beliefs. One of the beliefs for me is that family is everything. And if you see a picture here on the left, they call that Barangay Lilibeth. Because we're so plenty, I have 5 children and 10 grandchildren. And that's my mother. She's 94 years old. We grew up, when we go to school, my mother would always say, listen, she's reading this book. Every day going to school, Norman Vincent Peale. Always positive thinking, it's an attitude. I was growing up with that by osmosis. Okay, another belief is health is the real wealth. And by the way, that's my calligraphy. I took up lessons, trying to keep myself busy. Okay, next slide please. And I believe that we should have health of body, mind, and spirit, and that's my little garden, my herb garden. Dr. Christine was saying local, so I try to learn how to raise organic herbs. And my kefir, just lately I had a wonderful vacation, had my birthday in Tasmania, the cleanest place in the world, early this February. And my cousin who has an organic farm, where when we eat, she says, you want potatoes? Go dig your potatoes. So I would dig my Dutch cream potatoes or pick up my zucchini, and going home, she gave me her Tasmanian kefir grain. So healthy, so happy. And of course, I share that with everybody who wants it. Okay? And these are other beliefs. From the Torah, she said, prayer is the oxygen of the soul. I was raised by a mother who's very positive and very prayerful. And that's my lifestyle as well. Your table is your altar. And that's what I would always tell my employees. The most part of the day, 7 days a week, 5 days a week. You're working. So your table is really your altar. And when you do your work and offer it to God as a prayer, well, you're praying, right? I mean, you just translate work into a prayer. And your office, you offer your work up to God as a prayer in the middle of this world. Another belief is that your body is the temple of God. So, I try to live as much as possible a clean lifestyle in my thoughts, my deeds, and my work. And I try to create a ripple effect through my example by passing it on to my family and to our employees and everywhere I go. But of course not the preachy type, because they might think, sometimes they call me Mother Lily. And then another thing is eat a healthy diet. When my parents were getting sickly in their 80s, I started being aware. I had a classmate who taught me how to plant wheatgrass, and she also gave me her local kefir. And I kept giving that to my parents because I really do take care of my parents and my children. I was so surprised when the results came in, the blood chemistry, the sonogram and the mammogram. When it came out, my doctor wasn't there. So I said, I really want to know what this is. So I stepped into another doctor's office. And happened to be a doctor of my sister, a surgeon. And he reads it and says, oh my, you have a nodule less than an inch on 1 o'clock side of your right breast. And you should have a biopsy, and you should call your family together, have a meeting with a chemo doctor and the radiologist. And I was like, I was so shocked, but praying all the time. And I said, Mama Mary, what is this? And of course, because the doctor said that, I said, yes, doctor, I will go have a biopsy right away. That was a Friday of May, and right away that same day, I scheduled for a biopsy that was scheduled on Thursday. However, I kept praying and praying to Our Lady, a very strong devotion to Mother Mary. And then there was like a light switch. It said, remember your daughter gave you a phone number because she knows you love healthy things? Go check that phone number. And I remembered when I saw Dr. Christine Gonzalez. I had a detox, overnight detox, many years back in Discovery Hotel. And so I called, I said, please, I hope it's still the same number. And she answers, please. And then she answers with this, the icon of the folded hands, blessings. For me, wow, that's already a good sign. Blessings. I have patience, however, I can see you before I see my patients, and that's all the way to Tagaytay. So Monday I went. And then she said, okay, let me see and read all your tests. And then I learned a new word from her, which I never heard before, after having read it. Because I know that with God all things are possible, He led me to Dr. Christine Gonzalez. And the next slide, please. I learned a new word, false positive. I didn't understand what's false positive. Dr. said, do you know that there's such a thing as false positive? At least 15% of diagnosis could be false positive. And false positive is really, if you look at it there, it's like an error in diagnosis. And so she said, we will have to do some things to check this because it could just be hormonal or a scar. The first thing she let me do is have a lymphatic drainage at the Cedar Mansion. Right away I did it. Because during that time I was in Tagaytay, after lymphatic drainage, I had overnight cleansing detox. And I met a lady who wanted to speak with me, who was there for a vacation. And she said, you know what, you look so familiar. And we got to chatting, and we finally connected that because of her Visayan accent. I said, I have a daughter-in-law also from Bacolod. And she said, wait, and she gets a piece of paper. I'm praying for her mother who passed away. And you know what? This is just a wake-up call for you. Do everything Doctora tells you to do. So, I went through the 28-day detox program, and as I said, it's a personal choice to trust. I gave it my whole trust. I gave Doctora my whole trust, her whole team, with a positive attitude. The lymphatic drainage, oh, I love the lymphatic drainage. I actually always have it because it's like I feel like I'm Cleopatra when they're doing it to me. Yes, with all those sea herbs and all that all over my body, and the steam and the canopy. It really makes me feel so good, and my body really loves it. After that, I have my overnight talks, then the 28-day program. So trust is really a personal choice. The 28-day program, as some of the patients said, like the ampalaya juice and all that, my Nurse Daisy would say, Lilibeth, of all the patients here, you're the only one who really enjoys drinking all of this, even if it doesn't taste good. Because I have that spirit of, I'm gonna do it anyway. Why don't I give it my best shot and offer it to God as a prayer? And like what Dr. Nim would say, talk to it, you know. So while I'm drinking it, I'm like, I know you love me, and I love you, and you're healing me. And I, of course, memorize all my body systems while I'm drinking it. Thank you, Lord. I'm so grateful that my digestive system is so healthy. My circulatory system is so healthy. My immune system, endocrine system, excretory system, my lymphatic system is draining all my toxins. And wow, my integumentary system is producing collagen to give me beautiful skin. While drinking, I'm doing that. And then, oh, my musculatory system is so fit and toned. And my nervous system is producing lots of healthy brain cells. My respiratory system, reproductive system is so healthy. And my skeletal system, I have strong bones and teeth. I do that every day, actually. And as one couple, the couple said that the Holy Eucharist is really a vitamin for you spiritually. Before I receive communion, I would also say, thank you, Lord. You are my vitamin A to Z. And then I mention again all my body systems. every day of my life. Okay, so prayer and a positive attitude for one's physical healing is key to healing. So I went through detoxification, regeneration, because you cleanse everything. Gosh, I even learned, I was taught how to do enema myself, and I do it. With all that, and I even got brought home and forced Dr. Neem and Dr. Christine, I have to buy your 6 bath chairs. I have one at home. And so that's regeneration after you all cleansed everything. It's like it's like, you know, a water closet that you flush it all out. And of course it's so clean. Can you imagine if you go to a toilet and it breaks down and you cannot flush it? That's what's happening to your body if you're putting garbage into your body. So you gotta flush it all out. And then maintenance. Not because you feel good and wow, I don't feel that small nodule anymore, I'm okay, I'm going to eat everything again, go back to everything. No way. Maintenance. And maintenance means loving what you're doing, enjoying what you're doing. Just recently, I had my first time in my life, I had my birthday away from family, and I had it in Tasmania. For me, it's the cleanest place in the world. My cousin has an organic farm close to every time we eat, she teaches me all wonderful vegan organic dishes. And Anyway, this is my meal. Why not make it like gourmet and beautiful? So when I got home and I learned all this gourmet, one thing I'd like to share with you, those who love hamburger, you know. So my cousin taught me, we just sauteed raw jackfruit, and it looked like, I put some organic soy sauce, and then put organic egg to make it thick, and fry it, and then of course, wheat bread and all the organic dressings. And then my children and my brothers and my mom, they didn't know I served this. And they never knew it was not meat. They thought it's pulled beef. Okay, so we just be creative. Okay, next slide please. Spiritual activities, prayer, meditation, and visualization. That's the first time I learned about neuro-linguistic programming from Dr. Neem. And he said, you know what, women who normally attract breast or ovarian cancer are those who keep things emotional. If they are hurt, they keep it within themselves all the time, and those are one of the reasons that you get sick. And he taught me how to visualize. Okay, first you're like live in front of that person. Just get mad if you have to get mad, and you know, exercise all those feelings until it becomes black and white, and it goes further and further until it's just that, and you can just go that way and it's gone. You know? So I really enjoy that programming. Thanks, Dr. Neem. And meditation. Meditation, really finding your space, finding a place that really you feel so in touch with nature, and you know God is there. And my belief is that God lives within me, inside me. And so I've learned how not to, I've trained my children now to take care of the company. So I'm just like now a helicopter hovering. I'm not anymore the one in the middle of everything. I used to be the driver, you know, and say, nothing will be done well if I'm not there. Now, let go. And I still do the things that I love to do in terms of my grandchildren. I have 10 grandchildren. I have like 8 girls and 2 boys. And I probably, oh wait, first here's the clinic activities I had, because the other patients discussed it with you as well, the things that Doctora taught me. And really, I always write down notes, what I do every day, what happens to me. I have my cell phone, I write down the notes, I take a photo of what I drink, and then, so that I have a record of everything, because it's now my lifestyle. And the book of I read the 2 books of Dr. Christine, I keep reading it, and also she gave me a list of what to do, and I keep reading it. Every time I read it with a different angle, I realize, oh, ganito pala ito. It's really something that you have to keep reading, the things that Doctora was guiding me with. And Doctora Jenny, oh my gosh, Doctora Jenny, the best. And she gives me my IBC. The whole family actually would invite her, Doctora Jenny, can you give our family IBC? And even my mother, my 94-year-old mother, enjoys the IV vitamin C, because it's like the calamansi, it's like $5 of pure calamansi juice when you have it. Okay, so maybe next slide please. So this is what I do. I enjoy life. I love to stay under the sun, in the beach, or that's at Tagaytay Ridge. I stop and smell the flowers, and I learned all those new nutritionals and herbs. If you can see that, those who were there, you remember this food, it's what we eat, right? And here, this was in Tasmania, learning new kinds of dishes that I really enjoy. I picked my own potatoes. Next. And here, 1 year and 4 months, my lifestyle now. I enjoy the outdoors with my children and grandchildren. And I really, you know, I'm like a little girl again. I swing with them, and ako pang highest na nagsiswing. I ride a slide with them, I jump the trampoline with them, I color with them, and really, you know, the joy of being like a little girl again. And they don't even feel like I'm their grandmother, you know. Like one day, I visited them, and they call me abuela, okay? Sit down, we have a program for you. And so they go, okay, here, we are going to give you a sing for you. And of course, me, I was so excited. One had a ukulele, and the other one had an iPad. 3 years old, 4 years old, 7 years old. And then the youngest one goes again to the iPad, hit it, go. And then the other, wait a minute, we have to introduce ourselves. Okay, so they introduce themselves. And what is your band name? The Sweet Girls. Okay. And so, what do they sing? Wow, a song we all know. Jun, 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 jun. Wise men say. Oh, they're so cute. And after that, lie down, abuela. Somebody massages my feet with lotion. Somebody massages my back and puts an iPad in front of me and plays Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Oh, it's such a beautiful, really, this stage in our life. We should always just enjoy life because life is short. So look at everyone, your family, your friends, your employees. Look at them with a big heart and just see the good in them and see Jesus in them. You know, life is not going to be stressful. Every time you try to just train your mind and be very intentional to see the good because it's so easy to see the bad, actually. There's so much stress around the world. So here, in that picture, I was invited to a costume party and I won. I was like Audrey Hepburn, completo de corona and gloves and all that. And here I was going to watch a show, a musical show of the Apo. And here with my classmates, we had a fashion show on a rainy day. Of course, yours truly again, Kinarir. Okay. And my friends, I told them, come on, let's go shopping and try on new clothes, even if you're not gonna buy. So we were just like little girls dressing up in the dressing room. Okay, try to surround yourself with things that you love to do. Okay, next slide. And during my 28 days, I painted the view from my bedroom, Doctora. Can you see that? I really love the view from my bedroom. Yes. And next, there. See, pure love and care from my doctors and my family makes for a light and fun process and the best gift. Initially I felt bad about the doctor who gave the wrong diagnosis, but this was really a blessing and I pray for him and I thank him. And because of this, that everybody got so scared that I was sick, I said, Mom, God really loves you very much. Because she always prays, I hope my family will be so unified and love one another. Because, of course, in a family, sometimes, there are things that they don't see eye to eye. And because of that, what happened to me, and it was a wrong diagnosis, and the doctor made a mistake and texted my sister, your sister, this and that, should have a surgeon on that. And so she spreads the word to everyone, my family and my children, when precisely I told him, please don't, because we don't even know it yet. And it spread around, and I get texts, I'm praying for you, and some nuns calling me and all that. And I was like, what? And lo and behold, it's God's way of putting my brothers and sisters together as one, and my mom is so happy. Thank you very much.